Hello everybody, my name is Calcinez from Cal's Market Company and welcome back to Onshape Lesson 2. So right now we'll continue on what the more shapes and how to actually use the Onshape a little more further ahead. And we'll keep going on to using the basic tools right now, but also I will add in more new features to actually show you other tools that can be useful for other purposes. So right now let's continue on right now. So last time we learned how to use you understood the concept of like how you go back and forth from this two menus right here from the sketch and features. Now let's go begin building up our first components. So right now I'm gonna look under my workbook here, and our unit's gonna be on inches, so that's good news. So we'll have to worry about the changing units later on in the future. So I'm gonna go check with the sketch. I'm gonna go to my front plane right here. It'll turn yellow, just like that one. I'm gonna go to my cube view, go into the front view, and there we go. Now, our first one will be tracing the components. So our first one we're going to do is add our lines, and we're just going to trace along the way, so that way we don't have to worry about anything else. But we have to stop every now and then because we don't want to like add in more situation going on right now. So I'll explain the reason why for that. So let's continue on right here. I'm going to go up above here until I stop around here. Okay, I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to press escape on my keyboard. If you have a keyboard either on the laptop or desktop, on the top left corner, the one that says the one that says or spells ESC, press escape. Escape is the one that you cancel the command on your keyboard, so that way it'll be easier to access. Another way you can do it right here, if you want to cancel the command, if it's like here, if it's still active, or you just go over here to this line, click it, and that'll cancel out too as well. So either way, now you have two ways to learn, either on the shortcut on your keyboard, or you can actually go back over here manually to actually deactivate the command on the lines. Now let's continue on. Now we're gonna add these dimensions right here on these lines that we created on our free sketch. So we'll have to work from the beginning. You can trace along your shape as a free sketch as long as you know where's it at and being located. But if you don't know where it's going to start, and if you get confused on the sketch on the planes which surface you want to select, it's going to be more challenging. But as long as you understand the blueprint and know where to go, you'll be set to go right away. So I'm going to select the bottom right here, this space. Now it's going to be 2 inches. There we go. So everything else shrinks down. It tells me that this is a small component. That's good. I'm going to select this one right here. This one I'm going to type in 0.313. Type enter on your keyboard, so that way it'll activate the measurement. That's what we're going to do is select this guy right here, and that's going to be about 0.75. Enter. So that way this will actually bring this guy the long way down here to a shorter distance. This is going to be about 0.5. Enter. 0.35. Enter. This could be about 0.375. Enter. And the last one on top is going to be about 1 inch. Now, let's go finish the remaining ones right here. I'm going to go to my select. I'm going to bring this guy down here at an angle. Bring it right here to another line, but it's going to be a horizontal. Stop right there. Bring upward vertical. Stop right there. And go to my horizontal last 2 more. Bring this to a little more longer and a little bit dash right here. Okay. I'm going to press escape. Cancel my command. I'm going to add in my dimensions. So this was a bit more tricky on your side. On here, you have to select this line. Make sure it turns orange. Don't select the middle because it doesn't matter which way you do. Or in the corner. Do not select those two, because again, you will get confused and then you will be lost along the way. You click the line that turns orange. That's it. You select that one. Select this line right here on the angle, so that way it'll activate a degree. And from the degree, it's going to be 105.00. Enter. That's it. So again, you select these 2 lines only. That's it. Don't worry about the corner. Don't worry about anything else. Don't worry about nothing. Just the lines itself, because that way it'll activate that line specifically. If you specifically select the center or the corners, it will tell you that, okay, I'm going to select the point. That's it. And then you can select this line. It's not going to give me anything else. It's going to give me a measurement. For example, if I was going to select this and this, see, it's going to be nothing right here. If I was to do the same thing from here to here, Same thing, nothing. Because again, you accidentally select the wrong area. You have to select the ones that specifically that you want. It goes with other ones too as well, with SolidWorks, Inventor, AutoCAD. Same concept, you have to select the line only, that's it. Do not worry about these guys right here. So we're just gonna select those two lines, that's it. And continue on. And then, let's see here, okay. I'm trying to see what's next on my move here. Okay, so from this line and this line right here, it's going to be 0.25, enter, because that will it'll extend this angle right here, because we now got the degree right here, but it doesn't tell me what's the length right here, but it does give me the length from this base to this base right here. That will tell me that this is like a small component, this is going to be longer right here. Now we're going to continue on with the dimensions right here. It's going to be about 0.188, enter. Next one is going to be about 0.85, which is very small. Make sure you zoom in and you can select the small areas. That's the only way you can actually make sure your dimensions is very, very clear and you know which one you want to get into it. If you're farther this destination and you try to like struggle to get into it, that's going to be really hard for you and time consuming. I want you to use your mouse to actually zoom in, and that way you can actually choose a specific spot. If you can't do it on your mouse, or if you don't have a mouse, I'm going to cancel my command. I can do is, okay, right here. So I can do is go over here on this window. I'm going to zoom in to fit. Actually, zoom into window. Right here, I'm going to create my box around this specific area, and that will zoom in right here. So it's going to be on zoom to window. Once you have that, it's going to be clicked on the mouse again. So I'm going to restart over again. Let's see. I'm going to zoom out. So if you can't really see a specific small area, go over here, zoom to window. On your mouse, you hold down your left button, hold it down, and you just trace, or you can actually pan outward till you see a blue cube right here that turns blue with the hidden lines. If you just click it, for example, if I was gonna do out again, there we go. If I was gonna do like this, if you accidentally click it once, that's it. You're just zooming into the area and you're gonna be lost. So you have to zoom out, zoom to fit, zoom to window, hold down your left button, so it turns blue right here till you see that color. Zoom into that area, and now we can actually zoom in that specific point right there. So this is gonna be about 0.089 or 85. Excuse me about that. This could be about 0.5, 0.125. Okay, and lastly is gonna be is connect the dots. Because again, there's no measurement right here. All you do is connect the dots. You're good to go. Now, once we connected that one, your part should be shaded in right away till it turns a darker gray color area. If it's a blank, for example, if it was like, I just go over here, connect the dot right here, just that's it. And if it's like this, you're thinking that it's done. It's not. You need this part to be filled in because you haven't attached that little small area, which I can zoom in. Look at this right here. There's a big gap. It means that it is not fully connected and there's no shaded in right away. So I just want you to actually connect it fully. Just carefully, just go, zoom onto it. While it turns orange, go onto this point right here that you did the last one. While it turns orange, connect that one, and it'll turn gray shade. Okay. Once you got that one, check it. I'm going to do an extrude. Okay. Now for this part right here, there's two ways you can try this. There's one that's a traditional one will be the select the surface. It's gonna be blind, and your depth is gonna be about 1.5. But if you want it to be in equal spaces for us to actually learn along the way, you click this right here, this black tab. Sorry, excuse me. And you could do is let's see here. Oh, right here. No, wait. Okay. if you want your part to be equal spaces to actually work in a specific area, which I'm going to show you guys right now, is that you can actually try symmetric. And symmetric can be both evenly out in between two halves. So you get this one right here, there's two halves that's equal distance. If I was going to take off the symmetric, it's only going to go to one direction, that's it. Same thing with the opposite side too as well. If you want to do the opposite direction, same thing. But if you want to do symmetric to actually even out the distance, to actually make sure your drawings are perfectly centered, there's some other drawings you can actually tell on there that's more symmetric along the way. So you can actually tell on the blueprints right away. That way you'll know, because it depends on how you approach it. There's multiple ways you can actually approach your drawings, either from the outside inside, inside outside, or center expand. So there's 3 ways you can actually approach your drawings in the different areas. It just depends how you look at your blueprints right away. And if you know and understand how you approach it, that's your own choice. So that's one thing I'm going to tell you right now, is that it depends on your own choice if you want to do it that way. And which one's easy for you to understand and which one's for you to approach it right away. Just give you a heads up on that one. Okay, I'm going to bring up the isometric view right here. Next one we're going to do is add in our dimensions in the middle right here. So what I'm going to do is go into sketch. I'm going to select this surface right here on this plane. And again, you just select on the surface right here that we want till it turns orange. Select that one, and it'll automatically select your sketch. I go to my right view. It's already been set because, again, up here on your square, originally before it used to be sketch 1. Now it says sketch 2 because we made a new area on the surface. So on each blueprint, it varies where your components gotta be located. So it depends how many sketches you have on there and how many features you're included, which I'll show you that in the next components right now. So, okay, now we got to here, and I'm just gonna add in my rectangle from here. That's gonna be the corner to corner rectangle. So I'm gonna click right here in this area. That's highlighted on the horizontal line. Just anywhere right here. We're not gonna worry about the dimensions yet until I included that. Okay. Now I'm going to add in my dimension from this line and this line. And that's going to be about 0.1. Enter. So that will be my space right here. Then the next one is going to be this distance, and this distance is going to be about 0.313. Enter. And there we go. The next one is going to be about 0.18. It'll be 0.18 or 0, so you get 180, and that's it. Now that I'm gonna do one more in the other middle. See here. Yeah, okay, yeah. From here, I'm gonna choose my linear pattern. It's gonna be the same all the way. So I'm gonna select my lines right here. And you notice that these shapes will come up. This is the one I want on the x-axis. So you have 2 ways you can try it. So on the softwares, there's different ways it'll tell you to indicate if you're set to go on your arrays. All of these will vary differently on SolidWorks and other Inventor Professionals. So that was a different approach until you understand the concept, how to use the tools rightly. From this one, the other hand, is a lot more different. And it's a lot more challenging too as well to work with the array. Because you need to include this wall right here, because in between this space right here is 2. Yes, that's true, but you need to include this guy right here, which is 0.18. So what I'm going to do is going to be 0.18 plus 0.2. That will give me the exact measurement right here. So this is going to be about 0.2 from each spacings. And I'm going to make this one 4. See what happens? This will actually give me an exact 4 right here. And hopefully this one gives me 0.1 right here. So I'm going to check it. Use my left click. I'm going to use my measurement to see that indication from this line and this line. Nope, it did not. So it's not 0.1 exactly, because I think somewhere it's not exactly that 0.1, that area. What I'm going to do is click right here. It's going to be 0.1. Enter. But again, it's going to interfere with the other one. So that was my mistake on this right here. So I had to restart over on this side. But which is okay. What I'm going to do is repeat the same process with the linear pattern. But I'm going to do 2 only. That's the only way. I'm going to type in 3 to 2. And same thing again. It's going to be 0.18 plus 0.2. So that way it'll give me this one only, that's it. But I'm not sure about the spacing between these two right here. It's not going to be exactly 2, but it should be fine. Well, let's see what happens first right there. Okay, next I'm going to do is go to my line, and I'm going to include this guy right here. So this one is the construction line. Construction lines means that it can be a dashed lines that's repeated, but it's only used for either center lines, hidden lines, and most of the time it can be used as an indicator. So this is the construction line can be used for a hidden lines for you to actually help out later on. So I'm going to create my center line straight in the middle, horizontal, or actually vertically straight. I'm going to select my mirror. The mirror one is the one that you use for copying these sketch designs that you created. And if you have a center lines that's being used, you can actually use that shortcut to copy this side to that side. Instead of just repeating the whole process again on this side, that's going to take a long time. If you have the mirror function ready to go, all you do is select the line right here. That'll be the first one. And you select the shapes that you want to select the mirror lines, which it's not letting me do. This one. For some reason, it's not letting me select those lines, but I'll fix that later. Okay, all you do is select those lines that you created, and that will copy the original one to a new copy right here. And once you're done with that, I'm gonna do is cancel the command, and that way everything else will be good to go. Except for this right here, I'm not sure what happened from there. I'm gonna create a new line, because that way it'll make a new line on top of it. Okay. And let me check the middle just in case. It should be 0.2 in the middle. No. Okay. Yeah, it's a bit tricky to actually do the calculation on these two right here because you have to exactly put 0.2 in the middle. I think there's one that should not be 0.2 because again, it's going to be 0.2, 0.2, 0.2. It could be vice versa either way, depending on how you approach it. So, but we're just learning the new tools from here as the example. Okay, I'm going to press my check. I'm going to go to Extrude. This time I want to do is select remove. So removing it is removing some entities to actually create the part in a hollow shell. So I want to remove the areas. From the first one, we want to add in new, which is adding in the entire part. Now I want to do is remove. So I'm going to select these 4 squares that we created, and that will give me the new area. And I'm going to do is go through all, from blind to through all, which is this right here, this little tab. Bring it down so you can actually get the other functions. Press check. There we go. And since this is annoying on those planes, I'm going to hide them. There we go. So now you have a new part right here, and we learned a lot from how you use new functions right away. Okay. And I'm not going to name this one because there's no name. I'm going to create a new part. Now I'm going to show you another way to actually create another functions with the same features, but also new tools too as well. So I'm going to go to my front view. I'm going to go to sketch. There we go. And I'm going to create my center line right here. I'm going to go straight in the middle right here, just upward. That's it. And after that, I'm going to create my first line right here. So it's going to be about 0.5 from 1/2. Yeah, I'm going to do the top view. So I'm going to do 0.5 on top. I'll bring down my line down here. Bring the other line this way. And it's going to be just flat. That's it. But I'm going to stop right there because I need to add in the dimensions right away. So it's going to be 0.5. There we go. And that's going to be about... Actually, from... Let's see here. It's going to be from here to here. Oops, something went wrong. Oh, right. Okay. I'm going to fix this other one too as well. So I'm going to fix this from here. Finish the remaining... Well, actually, not the remaining ones, but I'm going to put the design right here just a little bit. I'm gonna escape. I'm gonna select this line and this line, and that's gonna be about 0.75. That'll give me the exact height. And then the exact height from here to here is gonna be about 0.2. There we go. And that's gonna be from, let's go do our new line. Now, on the keyboard, I want to keep going right here, going back and forth, but on your keyboard, I want you to type in L, the letter L on your keyboard, type it, and that will activate my line. So on these ones, you can actually hover those sketches on these ones right here. You can actually see that it'll bring it up. I'm not clicking it, I'm not doing anything else. I'm not doing nothing else, I'm just hovering on top, and I'm just waiting for a few seconds for that one information to pop up. These will tell you, telling you that this is what it is specifically, like for example, line, and there's a little small hyphens on the sides. Inside those hyphens is those shortcuts and keys that you can actually use faster. So if I was to go to a rectangle, you can just type in G, go to circle, type in C, arcs A, pentagon, polygon. I think you have to select that one manually. Most of the time, it'll have no indication of those hyphens because again, they don't actually have commands for those ones or any shortcuts. Because again, it's kind of difficult because they have the same letters for specific other tasks too as well. Squiggly, spline, no, point, same thing, fonts, project curves, and also dimensions, which is D. So I would just select those letterings right away. So I'm going to select L. That'll be my line. Bring it up here, press escape on your keyboard, and there we go. So my distance from this line to this line, it's going to be 0.25. Enter. There we go. And we finish up the last one. See here. Oh wait, doesn't actually give me this specific area. Okay, I'm gonna go to my dimension, type in D. I'm gonna select this point and this wall, and that's gonna be 0.25. Hopefully, because again, it doesn't actually tell me where's the exact measurement for that area, but I'm gonna do my rough guess as the 0.25 if it doesn't actually give me specifically. That's my choice to actually tell you that I'm gonna choose that one because that's my second guess for the other previous line. But most of the time they will ask you in a question telling you that why do you choose that number, and you have to give a reason for that. My reason is that I want to use the same previous number because again it doesn't give me no specific thickness of that one area, and I think that one's gonna be easier for me to use that the thickness as a stronger base rather than the skinnier one. So that's my excuse, or that's my my response for that one. I'm gonna go to line, click this last one, and I'm gonna go to the middle point of this area, and we're done. Now what I'm gonna do is use a mirror feature. I'm gonna select the center line. Always select the line because it'll give me the instructions right here. Then select the entities that you want to mirror, which is these guys, these lines that we created. I'm gonna select them one by one, so just to slow down, and also it's gonna be a slow task. If you do it too quickly, it will work okay, but then you might end up mistakenly select the other entities right away. So we don't want that to happen. So I think either two directions. I'm gonna try another way around. I'm gonna try again with a mirror line, and I'm gonna do is highlight the entire thing. Same thing, vice versa. It'll do the same process. So I'm gonna try undo again for you to see that because I think that's already activated. And like the whole thing. There we go. Now, how do I do that? All I do is I press left button, hold it down, and just drag along the way to hover on top of these lines. That's it. Again, you have to hold it down your left button to actually activate it. Don't click it once. It's not going to do anything else. Just hold it down on your left button, hold it, and then just drag along the way. You'll get used to it and then understand the functions later on once you practice a little more further ahead. Okay, once we're done with that, check it. I'm going to go to Extrude, and I'm going to make it symmetric. I'm going to select this wall right here. Select it. There we go. And my measurement for now is gonna be 1 inch, so that's good. Check it. There we go. Okay. Next, what I'm gonna do is select this top plane right here. I'm gonna select that one, and it's gonna be new sketch. I'm gonna go to top view. I'm gonna zoom in into the bit. There we go. Actually, I'm gonna zoom onto my mouse too. Either way, just scroll onto it. I'm gonna select my circle, and I'm gonna select the center of the base right here. Make that circle, and it should be good to go. That could be another way you can try that, but if you want to be specifically like in a more it's more like a backup one, just in case, if you want to measure out, just in case, as an indicator, because if this is not perfectly centered you can actually manually input the dimensions on this direction. So I'm gonna go to the dimension from here to here. Whoops, that's not gonna give me the center. I'm gonna choose the line and the center. That's gonna be 0.0, actually 0.500. That's my center, which is okay. And my center from here, whoops, my center from here to here is gonna be 0.0500. Enter. So these two, it's red because it's already in constraint, and it's telling me that this is already centered, so you're good to go. So what you can do right now is cancel those two out. I'm gonna undo it right here. There we go. Or on your keyboard, what I'm gonna do is hold down your control, which is the bottom corner below the left. Hold down my control and type in Z, and that will undo everything else. So again, you learn a new shortcut again with the same purpose right here. So if you hover on top, you can actually see that Control Z. For this one, it's gonna be Control Y, which is undo. Okay. Now we got that one. Now we're gonna add in our dimension in the middle. So the dimensions right here is gonna be diameter, and it's gonna give me about 1 inch diameter. So we press 1. Okay, that's a bit too big for some reason. Oh, okay, I see it. I missed it. Okay, that's my fault. But without deleting it or undoing it, all you do is just, if you accidentally make a mistake, don't worry, don't delete it or undo. Do not do that, because I know it's gonna be, keep repeating the process. It's gonna take a long time. But what you can do is click on top of your dimension, double click it, which is like you double click on your left button, double click on that dimension, and it'll pop this open, and you just type in the number that you want to type in. So it'll be 0.875. Enter. There we go. That's all you do. And what I'm gonna do is done, extrude, and it's gonna be remove. And I'm gonna select the circle that we created, and I want it all the way through. So I'm gonna through all, and that will give me that dimension right here. There we go. Okay, now we're almost done. I'm gonna add in my new wall or new sketch again. Select this wall. I'll go to my right view, and what I'm gonna do is go into a circle again. Go at the center of this area, but I don't know what's my distance from here to here, so I'm gonna use my dimension. Click this center and this horizontal line, horizontal line. Bring it outside to that area. It's gonna be about 0. Whoops, wrong wall. Sorry. I'm gonna undo it. Sorry. Okay. Dimension. Whoops. I cancel out that thing. It's okay. I can repeat it again. Circle. Dimension. This center and this line right here. So, and that's gonna be 0.25. Enter. There we go. And I'm gonna enter my dimension for the circle. It's gonna be about 0.438. Enter. There we go. And that's it. That's all we're gonna do for now right here. And what you could do next is gonna be extrude, remove, and it's gonna be the surface right here, the circle that we created. Select that one. That's gonna select the shape, and I'm gonna do is through all, and you can do is check, and there we go. Now we made a component. So now we learned a lot more tools on one area. So now we learn about how to use the mirrors, how to use the other tools for easy access, and how to use the other tools for us to actually do more time consuming right now. So that will be useful later on in the future. Make sure you practice those later on, and also use your keyboard. and that way it'll be easier access for you later on in the future. But also make sure you look at your blueprints later on in the future if you're being assigned one. Carefully look at it and know what your approach is right away later on in the future. So okay, I hope that's all of it I can do for now today. DC will be is the only way I can teach you guys right now, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay, goodbye.